Ooh, okay. So I'm reacting to something I just saw on the F1 TV. We've got wind coming at 20 miles. They're showing a wind at 20 kilometers per hour, and that's five more than we have on our screen at the moment right now. That will probably get updated in a few minutes when when the session starts. But so we've got a very strong wind, which was not what we saw in any of the practice sessions. We saw at most 10 at 10 kilometers an hour at most during practice, and we're seeing that now double, and so that's going to be a big factor in quali today. We saw in FP3, we saw George Russell do a full spin, managed to turn back around and came back onto track. So, and I want to thank whoever we've just hit over 139,000. I want to thank you guys. Numbers go up. That helps us with the channel. It does. I know the likes helps us with the logarithm. I know the number of you who are watching just jumped another 200. So thank you. Again, we are about a minute away from a green light on the pit exit for Q1. Again, Q1 is 18 minutes. Again, we are looking at subs and millions. Thank you, Denver, for that. Keep up going. Thank you. I want to thank Paula, Dark, L. I know Shay's been here. Andrew's here. Who else is here? Stefan's here. These are the people who are in green. Again, they are throwing a few bucks each month to the channel. Again, like Dark just threw a couple of emojis that are specific to our channel. Again, you're using the Williams car and the new 55 Williams Science emoji as well. A few others. There it is. Hello. Yeah, I mean, we've got one for Verstappen, we've got one for Alonso, Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris, Oscar, and Russell all have their number and team color, and then we have a car for each of the teams as well. No, no, it's not the Grand Prix. This is just quali. It's just quali, and we've got one of the Aston Martins, and qualifying has started. So we're 5 seconds in. Sure, I am live. There we go. So we have started Q1. The Aston Martin, Stroll, and Hulkenberg are going to be the first two out. Alonso is going to be out as well. Looking for what you guys are saying in chat. Any comments, or while we wait for cars to start to come out of the pits? Alonso's just strolling. Okay. Uh, Stupid comments are appreciated as well. So F1 TV is to bring more pain to the suffering here is that Lance Stroll. I think they got I've got it backwards, but I know Lance has qualified Alonso in the first three races already. Dark, I only make silly comments. E, hello from Fiji. Hello, E. And we've only got three cars out right now, and they are on their out laps. So any data we have right now, like fastest sector, it's all garbage at the moment because this is that sector 53 seconds and the fastest sector 3. That's garbage time right now. So we are still waiting for them to start. Stroll is about to come around and start his lap. Hulkenberg will be second, and then Alonso. So it looks like they're going to have pretty much the track to themselves. Susie P1, have you ever been to India? No, I've not been to India, but I have been to China, and that's a discussion for another day. I had an interesting time in China, and I'm putting interesting in quotes to be vague. So, anyways. Bike Journey Codes, hello from Sydney. Dark might bring up Perez to GM Cadillac. Yeah, that's the rumor that Perez is talking with Cadillac right now. Cadillac being the new team for next year. And it's basically the Andretti Global Group renamed. Being asked who I think will get pole. I voted T Max in the poll. Now, let's take a look at that poll right now. Right now, you think 56% you think of you are going to be McLaren 21, Team Max, aka Red Bull, Ferrari 16, and then Mercedes 6%. So Max is coming out of the pit right now, and we're getting actual laps from Alonso, Stroll, and Hulkenberg. Alonso has a 29.3, and then Stroll and Hulkenberg have 29.6 first sectors. That's a three tenths of a gap. Again, Alonso is the first. He's going to set the a 133.575. That is slow. Hulkenberg does a 132.8. That's still relatively slow. Oh, and I think they've just here comes Alonso. Alonso going 132.362. I think did they just yeah, Stroll time deleted, lap track limit, turn 13, lap 3. So there is no time. So Stroll's first lap, he has gone wide. We're getting several people out. Max is out, Gasly's out, Isaac's out, Sainz is out, Dillon is out, Lawson's out, Behrman is out, Tsunoda's out, Albon is out. So we're getting traffic coming out of that pit lane now. Gonna be a lot of lap deletes. Yeah, this is gonna be with the wind, um, between wind and lack of grip. Again, the what's wild this weekend is that all of the drivers have been mentioning that the track does not have the same grip that it had 6 weeks ago, and part of that is 6 weeks ago we were looking at a track temperature of like 20 degrees. It was cold in Bahrain 6 weeks ago, and they had extremely good grip for preseason testing. And now they've come here, during the session FP1, FP3, we were at 35, 15 to 20 degrees higher at track temperature. And even still, right now, we're at 31.2 Celsius. Now that's going to drop during Q1 to Q2 to Q3, but that's still 10 degrees higher than we were seeing in preseason testing. Dark reporting that Snowden has gone off. I don't see a report that his time has been deleted just yet. We got a lot of Max fans in chat throwing out for Max. We've got a few Tifosis in chat. Right now, Alonso's top of the board. Hulkenberg is second. There's only two times set. Here comes Isaac. He is starting his flying lap. Here comes Sainz. He is on his out lap. So is Albin next to come across the line. Max is on his flying lap. He has the fastest sector, improved in sector 2. Sonoda has the fastest second sector. We are about Max and Yuki are about on par right now between the first two sectors. And Max is pitting. So at the very end of Max's lap, he is pitting. And here comes Sonoda. He's going to go top of the board, 132.09096. So that's what we probably would have seen with Max. Wow, that's interesting. That's what we probably would have seen with Max. Did Max went off? Okay. Here we go. Now they're showing a replay of Max. Yeah, he went wide. He went wide, and then came into the pits. Yeah, and while it's now showing the lap time deleted, turn 15. Turn 15? You mean turn 14? Anyways, but basically Max went wide and then came to the pits. So see if what they're going to make it, and they're doing that to make some sort of adjustment on the car. So doing top of the board, 131.919. Now we're starting to get times that are looking more representative. Albin goes seventh. Sonoda's lap time was deleted, also going off as well. So that's unfortunate for Red Bull at the moment. Uh, Again, we still have 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, so we still have a lot of time to go. So again, we have laps being set and lost at the same time. Hamilton just went P2, gap of 0.043, 43 thousandths. No, no, you guys can't say Sonoda's new loss in when both Max and Sonoda on the same turn went off and got their times deleted. So Click going top of the board, 131.454, gap of 4.65. Fastest sector one, sector two, though Norris has now fastest sector two. He is in sector three, coming to turn 14 at the moment. Oh, I see what turn 15 is. The numbers cut off at the bottom. And Norris gets through that turn cleanly. He's going to go to the top of the board, 131.107. Fastest sector two, sector three. He had fastest sector one, but Leclerc has that still. So Lawson Isaac are pitting. Ocon starting a flying lap. Stroll's moving up to 12th on his flying lap. Hulkenberg is on an out lap. Here comes Antonelli across the line. He's going to jump to fourth, 131.584, gap of 738. Sainz is pitting. Russell coming across the line. He's going to go sixth. Albin is pitting. Alonso coming to the line, and he is going to jump to fifth. He's going to be zero point 0.8 off of Norris's time. So McLaren right now, top of the board, 1-2, a quarter second gap between those two, third of a second with Leclerc, and then we've got 3/4 with Antonelli, 7.38. Sorry, guys, I don't like Albin's time. Why didn't you like Albin's time? Albin again is a 1.357. That would be probably why. I put food in my mouth and shove it in further. See where else. So right now we have Verstappen, Ocon, and Tsunoda without time. Ocon is on his flying lap. Hulkenberg on a flying lap as well. Both got a 29.4 sector one, 39.6. Hulkenberg's got a few tenths on Ocon right now. So Paya is pitting. Ocon comes across line P9. Norris, I expect, is going to pit. He is. Hulkenberg coming to the line. He's going to jump 10th. 0.96 is his gap. So that will leave in end of sector two into sector three, Stroll, Antonelli, Russell, Alonso in that order. Here comes Stroll and Antonelli, and then we'll have Russell and Alonso as appear. Stroll is hitting. Antonelli is pitting, and so I'm expecting Russell and Alonso to pit as well. So it looks like we're going. What's going to happen right now is everyone's going to pit, and we're going to get reset for the last 4 minutes or so of this session. What happened to Max? What happened to Sonoda? Both went off at turn 15, had their lap times deleted, or didn't go off, or both. Well, in case of Sonoda, he had his lap time outright deleted, and Max basically came into the pits after making that mistake. And the fact that they both made that same mistake is interesting. Again, right now we've got 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this session. Again, you're listening to the Racing Statistics channel right now. We are live on both Twitch and YouTube. I want to thank everyone over in Twitch watching on Twitch. Much bigger group than we saw during practice. So thank you for all those who are there. Again, we've got 4,711 watching right now on YouTube, and that's a growing number. Again, we've just hit over 139,000 subscribers. Thank you, everyone. And then we've got 451 likes so far. Again, if you hit the bell, subscribe and hit the bell over YouTube, you'll get notifications when we go live. Again, I get notifications also over here on Twitch when we go live here as well. And we've got Antonelli and Behrman and Stroll being the first Penguins. Bortolello is also coming out of the pit. So these are our first Penguins coming out. You guys there's a lot of like, is this the end for Red Bull? Is it the end? Is it big trouble? No. It's not as bad as it could be. Um, we still have time for Red Bull to do what changes they need, get the cars back out on track, and to make a qualifying lap that will get them out of the drop zone. Right now, Behrman is the driver at risk. Stroll, Isaac Haja, Borrello are all of these are on out laps, and then we have Max and Sonoda P19 P20. Sites coming out. Gasly and Doohan are lined up on pit lane to come out. Bike Journey Codes. It's the phrase is called First Penguin. You should look it up and what because I don't have time to explain it at the moment. We've got 3 minutes to go in this session. Lawson coming out now, and then Hamilton. We got everyone on track right now. Is on an outlap at the moment. You guys are freaking out in YouTube chat about Max and Sonoda. Max is now coming out of the pits. Again, he's going to do an out lap and then his one flying lap. Yeah, um, you guys are probably if things don't change in the next 2 minutes, then you can start freaking out. But it's not a case where you guys need to start freaking out about Max. I mean, right now, Max and Sonoda are out on track doing their out laps. Who is Antonelli right now? Is doing his flying lap. He has Hamilton ahead of him. He's about to pass him before turn 11. So we've got Behrman and Stroll and Isaac right now. And at this point, uh, yeah, I think at this point right now, we're looking at the only one who's still in the pits is Leclerc. He may not come out. Comes Lawson to the line. Lawson is on an out lap. So Antonelli, this is Antonelli's flying lap, and he will go to P3. So that's where he's going to start, 131.415. Behrman is going to jump to P13. Hamlin's going to start a lap. At this point, Behrman and Antonelli are locked in. Here comes Bartolello. He's going to be locked in. He's going to go jump to 12th. Here comes Stroll and Oscar. Stroll's an out lap. Oscar's on an out lap. Stroll is jumping to 14th. Isaac right now is 18th. He's on an out lap. He's going to jump to 5th. Max is starting his out lap. So Isaac is locked in. I think Stroll is locked in. Science is locked in at 6. Sonoda starting an out. It just finishes out lap, starting his fast lap. Russell coming across the line. There's Russell. Russell is starting a flying lap. So it's Norris. Gasly's jumping to fifth. He's locked in there. Albon is locked in. No, Albon's starting fast lap. Here comes on. Doohan's jumping to third. Hulkenberg comes in. So we know Bierman's knocked out already. Stroll's driver at risk. Bierman's already knocked out. Lawson, Albon. So Lawson just jumped to 14th. That pushes Stroll down to 16th. Bartolo's 15th. Bartolo's locked in and where he is. So when we're looking at where Verstappen and Tsunoda jump come in. Here comes Hamilton. He is currently 11th. He's going to jump up to second. And that's going to knock out Stroll. Thank you. So we know Stroll and Bierman are knocked out. Here comes Antonelli. He's going to pit. And here comes Max. Max is putting together a decent, good lap. Max jumps to third. That pushes Bortolello 16th. So we know Stroll, Bortolello, and Bierman are knocked out. Here comes Tsunoda. Lawson's the driver at risk. Goes 11th. That knocks out Lawson. So that puts Albon at risk. Here comes Russell. Russell's going up to 9th. Doesn't change much. Here comes Albon. Albon's right now 20th. Hulkenberg is the driver at risk. Albon jumps 14th. Here comes Alonso. Alonso goes up only one spot. Norris. Here comes Ocon. Ocon 12th. That pushes Albon to 15th. Here comes Hulkenberg. And he knocks out Albon. And that is going to be our Q1 qualification. Albon, Lawson, Bartolomeo, Stroll, and Bierman are going to be knocked out. Wow, that was a wild last-minute qualification. So again, right now we've got Albon, Lawson, Bartolomeo, Stroll, and Bierman all out in Q1. So that was Q1. This has been the Race Statistics channel. We are this is our coverage of the Bahrain GP qualifying session. Again, we are live on YouTube and Twitch. I want to thank the 5,500 watching right now here on YouTube. That number keeps growing as more people come in. Got over 550 likes so far. Thank you. And again, we made over 139,000 subscribers. Yeah, you guys were really freaking out about Red Bull. I know Snowden 14th. That's going to get him into Q2, though Q3 is another question. And I believe we have a yellow flag, and this is something that's being shown on the F1 TV as well. I think there's nothing actually happening on track, so I would ignore the yellow flag for right now. Yeah, Isaac Jug is 10th on in Q1. He is likely going to get into Q3, and he did get into Q3 in Japan. Yeah, I would again everyone ignore the yellow flag thing again. That's something that's up with the data stream, and we saw this in China and Japan. More extreme in China. So, Whoa, Albin, Bro's getting fined. No, team was fined, not. Was it Albin that was fined? It was Williams as a team was fined, not necessarily himself. That's one of the things that came through the documents. There was an incident yesterday in FP2 where the Williams almost hit each other. The stewards took note of that, brought them in, and ultimately find not the drivers but the team. Yuki was had a pit lane incident as well, and that he was only given a reprimand for that. Feeling that radio, they're not gonna find people for people in the radio unless it's something like again, Yuki was fined for something he said over the radio, but he said a slur uh, uh, over the radio. So we got a new poll right now. Who will qualify higher, Norris or Oscar? Um, um, you guys are split down the middle. Joel, you probably want to like refresh your stream because you're behind. Max and Yuki on their first attempts early in the Q1 session went they had track limits. I see what you guys are saying about Alvin Radio. You guys can't put that in chat. You will get timed out. The bot will automatically time you out for the words he's using. So don't. We will see if it will be a fine. It won't be a sporting penalty. Um, if they find him for what he said over the radio. Lynn Rue saying Antonelli is the most dangerous young driver. He's him and Isaac are the two best rookies right now out of the group of six. And then and for the sake of rookies, we are including Lawson in that group because he has not completed a full season. Q2 has just actually started. We're actually 30 seconds into the Q2 session. It looks like no one's coming out of the garage right away. We have 15 minutes in Q2. This is a what's going on here? Everyone's playing chicken right now with the times. And here we go. Red Bull is out. Here comes one of the Mercedes. So we basically went a whole minute with every other teams playing chicken with each other. So Sonoda's first out, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Antonelli, Russell are the first five out of the pits. Mel Rumbat, who's going to tow now? That's interesting. Uh, the no jacket required. It's not that you're not allowed to repeat the radio chatter. It's just the word that Albin used is a swear word, and we have a bot that basically cleans up the chat of cuss words. So it's for your benefit. Just don't bother. He swore over the radio. That's all that we need to know. We don't need to go over what he exactly said. or use stars. You guys can use stars. That stars are all fine. Show it's not that Whoopi Dooey swore the world is ending. It's not. It's more that the FIA has come down about the language the drivers are using, and it is part of the FIA overbearing in this case on F1. Tsunoda first across the line. He's first to start his flying lap. So it's Ocon, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg first on their flying laps right now. The only one, yeah, everyone's on track at this point. And we have a yellow flag. Mhm. Why? Who's gone into the wall? Who binned it? We have a crash, and it's Ocon. And where is he on the track? So at turn three, Ocon has gone into the wall. This has gone into a red flag. My old friend has arrived. Yeah, the back. We'll see what happened here. See if I can get the driver cam. Uh, okay, so Ocon starts his lap, coming to turn one, makes that around okay. He's going to hit turn two. He goes to turn three. He's over the curbs and he loses the car, and he goes back into the wall. That's why the back end of his car is destroyed. So he loses his car, does flips around 180 and backs into the wall, destroys the back of his car. So again, with a red flag, time has stopped. So we're at 11:01 for time. At best, now so here's what's going on. Because Ocon got out of Q1 into Q2, the worst he is going to be, he's going to be 15th on the grid. Having said that, given the car has been destroyed, they have to break park ferme. So he's most likely going to be a pit lane start for tomorrow for the Grand Prix. You have your red flag with Grash. I'm your harbinger of red flags. If anyone wants to sponsor my red flag set when they come up, go right ahead. So we are right now in a red flag because Ocon has crashed. He's out of the car. He's okay. So we're waiting for the car to be taken off the track, things to be cleared up. We'll take a look. Jump back to the international, back to our feed. Crash, congratulations, lol. Crash, you should do red flag merch. We do have a shop with merch in it. I know one of my siblings bought me the box emoji that we don't have it active right now. Did anyone get a lap in? No one got a lap in actually. Or yeah, no one got a lap in Q2 so far. So again, who crashed? Alpine crashed. He going over the curbs at turn three, lost the back end, lost the car over the curbs. He flipped around, did a 180, backed into the wall, and destroyed the back end of his car. L Cook giving us Australian $30 donation, calling me out as a red flag specialist. I appreciate that. So they do have Akon's car off on the crane. They're interviewing Lawson right now, who went out in Q1. Blue with a prediction of one red flag and two yellow flags. I am doing the race, so of course there will be a red flag somehow. Some Ackerman 69 in Twitch has given me nice one Grash. You see that Twitch is embracing me as their harbinger of red flags as well. Nami, I don't get it. Who is Grash? You're listening to Grash right now. I am Grash. I am Grash Ariza. I am one of the commentators on this channel. I'm right now the primary commentator right now. Having said that, we are looking for more commentators. If you think you can come on here and do better than me, come right out. Come and prove me right. Prove yourself right. Merck saying McLaren is illegal. Can't wait to see them fall off after Spain. So what Merck's talking about is that there is a wing specification that a clarification that is going to be enforced at the Spanish Grand Prix. So Q2 resumption is going to be 1937. That's going to be in 2 minutes. Where's Ryan? Ryan has stepped back from the channel, and he's not going to be a regular commentator on the channel for the time being. I mean, ultimately, he was a bit burnt out, quite honest. And then because he had seen multiple boring races. Was be honest with him, and he was very vocal about that. But also, he's also in his final year of college, so that's additional problem. Is That's additional pressure. So it's a matter of, it's not that Ryan is gone. He will return at some point. It's just a matter of when he will return. And in the Duke Hugo, thank you for the Australian $5. My name starts with a G, not a C. I'm also awake now, Joel. I wasn't really awake for FP3. You'll notice that there's a lot of commentating sessions overnight, like 3 minutes. There's been sessions at 3 a.m. in the morning for me. That's how practice goes sometimes. So track is clear now, and track is clear. We're waiting for we're seconds away for the green light at the pit. So we're waiting for pit lane to open, and we're about a few seconds away from that. You know, got our pit lane. Why are they focusing on jumping around the pit lane? And when we go green, we'll have 11 minutes and 1 second on the clock. And green light at the pit lane entrance. And here we go. Mercedes. Yeah, both of the Mercedes are getting out on track first, and then it will be one of the stakes, kick, Sauber, whatever you want to call. They are stuck. Okay, now they're moving. Okay, when is Mick Schumacher coming back? He probably won't come back. He's right now in the Mercedes family, but I don't expect him to come back to F1. If there was ever going to be a time for Mick to have come back to F1, it would have been this year with all the rookies, and it just didn't happen. Are both Aston Martins out? No, only Stroll's out. The other Aston Martin, Alonso, is in Q2. We None of the teams got totally wiped out. Albon, Lawson, Borrell, Stroll, and Behrman were the ones kicked out in Q1. Goes pointing out that Mick can get a comeback if someone gets injured and he fills in a race and does great. That's the only way Mick can get back in, and I don't. And that would be a scenario where either Antonelli or Russell were injured. So Antonelli was the first one. So Antonelli and Russell were the first two. Antonelli's coming to the end of his out lap right now, and he will look like be the first one to do a first push lap. Russell, in a few seconds now, going to be doing his push lap as well. We got HEA in Twitch chat rooting for Yuki Tsunoda. Thank you guys over in Twitch for being here. Again, I want to thank over 5,000 of you who are in YouTube chat right now. We've already got 746 likes so far. Right now, it's still early in this session after that red flag. That basically, with Ocon crashing when he did, basically wiped out 5 minutes of time in this session. We're now another 5 minutes, and we got 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this session. And we've got Antonelli and Russell in sector 2 at the end of sector 2 right now. And then a lot of others starting their push lap with a few more, doing Leclerc and Alonso, the last ones who have not started their first push lap. So here comes Antonelli. He is definitely going to go to top of the board, but just based on that being the first one across the line. Here comes Russell. Let's see how he. Russell goes P2. He's 2.229 behind his teammate. So that's just both. We've got 7 minutes left to go, so there's enough time for him to go around, even to pit, and then go around and do another push lap. Hulkenberg P3, Sainz P2. He's 1.54 behind Antonelli. Here comes Isaac. Isaac pits. He abandons his lap. Here comes Gasly. Gasly's going to jump to P4. So we got Norris, Verstappen, Oscar. Norris goes P1. 0.6 jump between the two. A 130.56 lap. Here comes Max. Max is pitting, so he's abandoning his lap. Here comes Oscar. He's going to come in at P1. He's going to jump up a tenth, 1.06 jump between Oscar and Norris. So Papaya in 1-2 again. Snow's in the pits. Why? I do not know why he's still in the pits. Leclerc just jumped P3. He's 0.6 behind the Papayas. Yeah, we've got a poll who will qualify higher. I mean, right now it is split between Norris and Oscar. It's a 51-49. Norris is, so this is going to be to the line when it's back to 50-50. So we're slight changes between the two at the moment. So right now we have 6 people who have not set times: Hamilton, Verstappen, Isaac, Ocon won't set a time. Alonso and Sonoda. So those are the drivers at risk at the moment. We know Ocon's out. He will eventually, if everything's said and done, he'll finish P15. Sprinkles says is that McLaren will keep cheating until Spain. Well, here's the thing: McLaren are not cheating. They are under the rules as they are currently. Uh, the issue, really, the issue that you're addressing is that the rules are going to change at Spain, and then that's where we're going to see whether or not this gap that McLaren has is real or is to that what they were exploiting. Got several of you cheering for Max. Max right in the pit right now. We're at 4 minutes ago in this session. Hamilton and out. So we've got several people in the pits. Let's take a look. No one is on a push lap right now. And several people are on out laps though. Sonoda, Isaac, Gasly, Antonelli, Russell are all on out laps. Hamilton is on out lap. So, Casey says it's hammer time. Some actor in Twitch is asking, what is the rule change? So basically, there's an issue about how the wings uh, can or allowed to flex. And basically, FIA thought they had written the rules so that that the wings wouldn't be so flexible. And teams have found ways to get more flex out of the wings when they are in when the car's moving and when the air is going over the wings, they're getting more flex on the wings than expected. And there's been a new rule change that's going to be taking effect. So after Australia, I think after Australia, they brought in a new. They've stepped up the rule already, and then they're going to step up to the full rule in terms of the amount of flexibility in Spain. Antonelli on his push lap, Russell on his push lap. Russell did not start the beginning of his lap good. That's very interesting. Did not improve in that first straight, and that's from the start finish line to curve one, essentially, corner one, I should say. There comes Isaac. He's starting his push lap. Gasly coming in the line right now. He's on a push lap as well, and then after him is Verstappen, also on a push lap. So the first one still on that push lap is Antonelli. Sainz is behind him. Sainz is on an out lap though. Antonelli's is getting close to Alonso. He might pass him. Alonso is on an out lap. So again, you guys are talking more about the wings. Basically, what there's a test that the FIA is doing, and I forget the specifics, but it's like 20, like basically the previous units was 20 units of flex, and they've now brought that. It has to be much different. It's like so where it was 20 units before, it's now going to be 5 units of flexibility allowed. So we've got Russell Antonelli three fourth, and Sonoda sixth. At this point, these times are pretty much hooked in. Oscar is in the pits. Don't expect him to come out. Norris is out there. Max is on his flying lap. Hulkenberg is on a flying lap. Isaac just did his lap. He's eighth. That might. He's in danger. Here comes Gasly. He's going to come across the line. Norris is on an out lap. So Gasly's going to go third. Norris is going to start a lap. Stappen 13th right now coming across the line. He's going to jump up to 7th. So here comes Alonso. Alonso's 15th right now. Isaac is the driver at risk. Isaac is baked in at this point, and Alonso's going to go 14th. So Alonso was knocked out. So we know Ocon and Alonso are going to be knocked out. Here comes Sainz. Sainz is 11th right now. He's going to go 6th. That's going to knock out Isaac, who's now gone, who's now 11th. So Dew and Hulkenberg are the last two drivers that we don't know about. Here comes Antonelli's coming, but he's going to pit. Here comes Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's 13th. He's going to come towards the line. And he does not change. He's knocked out. Here comes Doohan. Doohan's 12th. Doohan goes to 11th. So we know who's going to get knocked out. It's going to be Doohan, Isaac, Hulkenberg, Alonso, and Ocon. That's so Tsunoda by the skin of his teeth by 0.02. Tsunoda is going to make it into Q3. Max has just dropped down to P9, which it's not that big a deal. This is just Q2. So here we are. We have just finished Q2. Again, the ones who have gone out is Doohan, Isaac Ajah, Nico Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon are the ones going out in Q2. That gives us, in order of Q2 qualifying, Oscar, Norris, Gasly, Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Verstappen, Tsunoda. Gasly making the Alpine, getting into Q3 at P3 in Q2. That's a surprise. That's very much a surprise. How did Gasly get third? The Alpine is actually not that bad. There's moments where the Alpine really shines, and Gasly has just found one of those moments. He's only 0.189 behind Oscar. No, Alpine's not cheating. No. Alpine's not cheating. Alpine is one of the best of the. So after the top four, Alpine and Williams are depending on how the scenario is, are basically the best of the rest. And we'll really put it at really the scenario is that Aston Martin is dropping back to like seventh, where things going on. Oh, Scott's taking off. Take care, my friend. I will see you. Scott's off to. He's a football manager streamer, and he's going to start his stream in about 9 minutes. He's the old man who streams Football Manager and loves Ipswich Town. Yeah, Science has made it into Q3, whereas Albon had been doing it before. So Aslan, calling out people. Stop calling people cheating when they perform well, man. That I agree with you. I mean, they're not cheating. Evidently, Russell failing to follow race directors, leaving the garage before resumption time announced. That's a weird. That's a weird. That's a weird summons for those two. Yeah, that's a good, interesting. Did we just learn a new rule, everyone, that you can't leave the garage before the resumption time is announced? Hulkenberg lap time was deleted. Who was summoned? Well, after qualifying, both Mercedes, both Antonelli and Russell, are going to be summoned to the stewards. The team's going to be summoned to the stewards because they left the garage before the resumption time of the session was announced. And I don't know why that's a rule. So Hulkenberg got his lap time deleted. That basically, so two things. Alonso was promoted. He was P13. So Alonso's moved up to 13. Ocon, having crashed, is now 14th on the will be 14th on the grid. Hulkenberg is now 15th. Andrew Hainsworth, because red flag was still in place, but they had um yeah, that's one of those. I'm not. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at what the. So when I do the race tomorrow, that will be one of the things I'm going to end up having to talk about in the pre-race. Is what happened with Mercedes and the red flag. What happened to Aston Martin? They didn't perform today. Basically, Stroll is 19th, and Alonso was 1.4 off the gap. He was 6/10 off of Sonoda's time, who was P10. And we've got the poll right now. Who will qualify higher? Right now, you guys are leaning towards Oscar. Looking at you guys right now. Looking at what you guys are talking about. Over in Twitch chat, you're talking about Aston Martin, how they don't know how to make a new car, and that newest focus is going to be on the 2026 car, and that's very much true. Pretty much the 2025 car is pretty much cooked in the oven at this point. There's not much that Newey can do for the 2025 car. So the 26 car is where it's going to happen. Is the text on the right the radio? Yes, that's what you're seeing right there. Is the transcription, live transcription of the radio. We've got 12 minutes on the clock, and we've got a shot of Gasly's car already. We're working on this car in the working his car in the garage. So his car's back in the garage already. Reinhardt, I think you're being hard. I mean, there are a lot of F1 fans. They do watch F1. There are a lot of people here who aren't watching the feed live, but are following along with the commentary that I'm doing. And I'll be honest with you, I started watching F1 by watching these feeds. I started watching these timing charts when we was on data visualized. Yeah. Don't. I mean, you might have an opinion on what other people what. Try and be more generous to other people. Is what I'm trying to say. For a lot of people, this is the only way that they're following F1 and can stay with it live, and that's fine. So the channel started 3 years, 7 months ago. Probably an additional 2 more weeks officially. I was one of the first people to join on the when we moved from data visualized to racing statistics. I was one of the first people to join the channel. If I'm not first, I'm second. Here we go. We are green light for Q3, and I think everyone is coming right out. I see a lot of you are saying how you guys love the commentary here, as opposed to the official, the F1 TV or the Sky Sports commentary. Nasty is the narrator from last year returning? At some point he will. We're talking. Nasty is talking about Ryan, and he's taking his. He needs a break from F1, and I understand that. I've been in scenarios where I've needed a break from stuff. And it's a matter of time when he will return, even if it's just, and it may be just for a race, but but at this time he's not a regular commentary on the channel. So you guys are quoting Lord of the Rings over in Twitch chat. What the heck, guys? I'm a dork too, but that's did not expect that today. Back over here at YouTube. Yeah, and Ryan's doing well. As far as what I've been told from the boss is that Ryan is doing well. I mean, again, part of the issue, which I understand, is that Ryan is in his senior year of college, and that's just a pressure cooker. So he's taking his time to focus when he needs to right now, and when he's able to, he'll I prefer him. We'll see him back. So. Max is on. We've got Max and Sonoda were the first two out, and they're on their flying lap already. They are dealing with traffic though, so Norris, Norris is. If you got to go around Norris, he's going to have to get around Oscar. Same with Sonoda. Antonelli and Sainz are going to be the next one on their flying lap, and they've got a lot of track ahead of them. That's clear. Russell just starting flying lap, and Gasly's going to be starting a flying lap. The order is we're going to see Hamilton cross the line, starting flying lap, and then we'll see Sonoda on a flying lap. Leclerc is behind him, will start a flying lap, and then there'll be Max. Max might get around Leclerc before he gets to the line. So here comes Sonoda. So Sonoda's going to start with the P1 because it's the first one. Max has passed Leclerc around turn 14. Max is going to go P2. He's zero point 0.4 behind Sonoda. Again, Max's lap he had a lot of traffic. Clerk is starting flying lap. Oscar is starting flying lap. Norris is going to be starting his flying lap. Antonelli is on a flying lap right now, and so is Sainz in the next two. So we've spread out a little bit now. So Antonelli's gone P1. He's 1.43 ahead of Sonoda. Again, we got 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the session, so it's still early. Sainz is going P3 right now. Max is complaining about his brakes. Russell going P1 on top of the board, and that's a big jump. It's a 1 second .130 jump for Russell. Huge gains in sector 2. Gasly has gone 4th. Here comes Hamilton. Hamilton's going to jump 2nd. He's still 2nd behind Russell. We've got Leclerc, Oscar coming in the line, then Norris and Verstappen. Oscar and Norris are on flying laps, and so is Leclerc. Leclerc jumping P2. He's just under a second. Sonoda is pitting. Here comes Oscar. Oscar's going to jump to the top of the board, 131. Here comes Norris. Max is pitting. Norris goes P3. So Oscar is top of the board. Russell is second, 1.13. And then Norris is 1.63 behind Oscar. So it's a difference of 0.03, 30 thousandths of a second basically separates Norris and Russell at the moment. Yeah. So in the end, when the poll who will qualify better, we had over 2,000 votes. You ultimately went with Oscar 50% over Norris 47%. So that's a 5 point swing in favor of Oscar. Daniel Weiss pointing out that Max usually complains about something before he does something crazy. Yeah, his car is broken, brake is broken, shifting is broken, his brain is turned off, and then goes out and does a crazy lap. We've got 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in this session right now. And I'm expecting right now Leclerc, Oscar, and Norris are on lap. So everyone's pitting right now to do any particular change, and then they're going to go back out. I know we talk about track evolution. It's going to see that much less this weekend. Um, so time deleted for Antonelli, turn 11, where Antonelli hasn't hit the chart here yet. Yeah, I think Antonelli is six on the, yeah. So six is where Antonelli right now is after his track, his last lap was deleted. Hamilton had his lap deleted as well. Okay, now it's reflected. Antonelli's dropped to 10th. He does not have a time on the board. And I think Hamilton's his lap is going to get deleted as well. So we've got two people without lap times. So Antonelli is ninth, Hamilton is 10th after their laps being deleted. Hamilton went off at turn 13. So that is the hairpin before the last straight. So we've got one of the Red Bulls and then two of the papayas. Here is one of the Mercedes. That would be Sonoda's out first, Antonelli's out second, Russell's out third. So Antonelli and Hamilton are going to need a one lap wonder at this point. Russell's next, Hamilton is third, as fourth, Leclerc is fifth out on track. Gasly's going to be sixth out on track. Again, this is the Racing Institute channel. We are both live on YouTube and Twitch. And this is, as our boss says, the moment of truth. Max is going to be the next out. Oscar's going to come out after him. And that's going to leave Sainz. Norris is going to be next, and now we'll leave Sainz in the pits. Be the last one to come out. They're showing where Antonelli went off track. So Sainz is now out. So we have everyone on track in Q3. Again, this is Race This is the YouTube channel. We're under 2 minutes in this session right now. Sonoda starting his flying lap. Antonelli will be second to start a flying lap. And that's going to be kind of the order. So it would be Antonelli, Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc, Gasly, Verstappen, Oscar, Norris, Sainz is going to be the order that they're going to come in at. Yuki right now has done a 29.026. That's actually pretty good. Not the fastest for a sector, but he's still good. Sonoda is coming up on Science. He may have to deal with Science in terms of traffic. Now, Science should be getting out of the way because he is on an outlap. Here comes Sonoda passing him after turn 10. He passes him on the straightaway to turn 11. Again, we've got 40 seconds left to go in this session. Again, we are at the point, the moment of truth with everything. So as they come across these, so Snow's going to have to pass Norris before turn 14. Norris lets him go cleanly so far. Oscar starting his flying lap. Here comes Sonoda coming in. So Sonoda is going to start at fourth. Science is Science is going to start a flying lap. He's going to be the last one to start his flying lap. Antonelli is next. Right now, ninth needs a time. Antonelli's going to the top board, 130.213. So right now, Antonelli positional pole. Here comes Russell. Russell is first sector. Russell pure purple lap, though the fastest second sector has just gone to Gasly. But Hamilton's going to come in at fifth. So Russell is a 130.009.2 gap to Antonelli. So Leclerc P2. Here comes Gasly. Hamilton came in P5, now jumped down to P6 after Gasly jumping up to P4. So Russell right now still on provisional pole. Verstappen is the next to be, he's in open air. Max has improved in sector 1 and sector 2 times. Not the fastest sectors, though. And he's going to come across. Max is only going to make it to 7th. Here comes the McLarens. Oscar is the fastest second sector right now. He's going to jump to, takes the third sector, jumps to P1, provisional pole. Here comes Norris. Norris goes. Norris does not improve in his time. Science goes to P8. And so, yeah, okay. So Oscars is the pole sitter. Russell's second, Leclerc third, Antonelli's fourth. This is very much a that's interesting. We have a bit of a mix-up grid here in terms of the top 10. Mercedes at the top of the board here. So Oscar first, Russell second on that first row. Second row is Leclerc and Antonelli. Yeah, and then we've got Gasly and Norris, Verstappen and Sainz, and then Hamilton and Tsunoda. That's a very, very different, interesting top 10. Again, we've got Doohan Hajjad in the next row, Alonso Ocon, Albin Hulkenberg, then Lawson Morel, and finally Stroll and Behrman. As it stands right now, I do expect Ocon to be a pit lane start because they've got to repair his car. They're by definition, to repair the car, they're going to have to break Parc Ferme. Yeah, Oscar's on pole, and Norris and Max are 6th and 7th. That's again, Sainz outqualified Hamilton. Another interesting point here. Again, Antonelli 4th in qualifying. That's this kid's got some mojo. I mean, this is what when we 2 years ago when Oscar came in, this is the same level of performance, if not better than Oscar's performance from 2 years ago. I mean, he's a Grand Prix driver. There's no doubt about that. The other one that has that written all over him is Isaac, and he's just needs a little bit more time to develop. But he's another future. He's got a future in F1 as well. Out of this rookie group, I want to thank everyone who has been here during this session. We did get over 1,000 likes. Thank you so much, everyone. We had over 5,000 people watching here on YouTube. I'll have to look back what that peak number is. I want to thank the number of people who watched over on Twitch as well. And if we're on other platforms, I don't know. I apologize. I want to thank you guys for watching on those platforms as well. This is going to bring our coverage of qualification to a close. We will be back tomorrow for the race itself. I will be on stream doing the race. So for everyone here at the Racing Statistics family of channels, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for the race. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.